Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Krishna.
Samsara Sagare Maknam Dinam Mam Karunanide Karma Graya Grihitangam Mam Pavanava Srimat Bhagavata Gyoyam Prataksha Krishna Evai Svikritosi Mayanakta Muktyartam Bhavasagare Manorade Madiyoyam Sapala Salvadatvaya Nirvignenaiva Kartavyam Dasoham Tava Keshava Bhave Bhave Yada Bhakti Padayostava Jayate Tata Kurushva Devesha Natastvam No Yata Prabhu Nama Sankirtanam Yasha Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Tukashamanastam Namami Harintaram Shamma Dasha Yatom Bhayat Itarastas Chalteshva Vigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaya Muryanti Yat Suraya Tejovari Murdam Yata Vinmayo Yatra Trisalvo Mrisha Tamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuakam Satyam Param Dhimai Talma Projita Kaitaputra Paramo Nilma Saranam Satam Vedyam Pastavam Atra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayon Mulanam Srimat Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimba Pare Ishvara Satyo Hrita Bharta Tetra Kritivi Shushrushubish Darshanat Tikama Kalpataro Kalitam Palam Sukamukat Amrtatara Vasamitam Pivada Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Sachidananda Rupaya Vishvopatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Payam Yam Prabhujantam Anupeta Peta Krityam Tvipayano Virahakatara Ajuhava Putre Titam Mayataya Tarabo Vinedus Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munim Anatosmi Yasmadumapam Atila Shruti Saram Ekam Adhyatma Deepam Atilti Satam Tam Tam Samsarinam Karunaya Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasasunu Upayami Gurunam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narotamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Kamani Akishora Mukta Multe Kalavenu Kvanrita Nanendo Mamavachi Prijambitam Murare Manurimna Kanikapi Kapi Kapi Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Purisaya Bhutale Simhate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachadine Kirvashesha Sunyavadi Kachasha Reshatadine Pandenanda Prajat Strinam Padarenum Abhishnasha Yasam Harigato Gitam Punati Puvanatrayam Sri Gopi Charana Ravinda Paramahave Namaha Pitam Param Karabhirajita Chakrashankam Komudaki Sarasijam Karuna Samudram Raja Sayamiti Sundaramandahasam Patalayasha Manisham Hridi Pavayami Komalam Kodam Venum Shamaloyam Kumaraka Veda Vedya Param Brahma Pasatam Prato Mama Bukkam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langate Grim Yakripatamam Bande Paramananda Madhavam Salvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtaram Govinda Govinda Srila
Hare
Prabhupada
Krishna,
ki
Jai Shri Radha Gopilananda ki Jai, Shri Ram Sita Krishna ki Jai. Hi, Paul. So today, Patanjali Muni Prabhuji, we're going to, because Naveen, Bhakta Naveen, he's not been able to do this demon story, written via the internet. So we can't make the story of the K.C. demon. So we have to skip the K.C. demon story, and Vijay Lakshmi is going to do the summary from the last week class, and then we carry on the demon story next week. Is it all right with you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please. So so what the plan is for today is that after Vijay Lakshmi Mataji finishes the summary, then obviously we start with your Srimad Bhagavatam class, and then by 6:45 we complete. 6:45 will give everyone the opportunity to speak, question, answer, or they can say the realization. And 7 o'clock, we have planned to do Damodar Stikams 5 minutes past 7 latest. So if anyone thinks that they have to leave, so please don't feel hesitate to leave if you have to. Otherwise, please, we would love to have you on Damodar Stikam if you could stay a little bit longer. Till 7:30 would be the latest. It won't be later than that. So please accept humble obeisances again. And all goes to Srila Prabhupada and all goes to Patanjali Muni Prabhu's preaching. And please, Vijayalakshmi Mataji, could you kindly start this summary? I go.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Summary of class on 3rd November 2020. We learned from this Aristasura demon that we should not be careless or negligent of our conduct.
Once Alika's admission is
We
sorted
also
out, you know that for next 4-5 years.
We also learned the importance of memorizing slokas. Memorizing slokas improves brain activity and prevents the onset of Alzheimer's disease. A healthy life helps to increase our spiritual activity. Coming to the main topic, Satyam Param Dhimahi. Whatever we learn, whatever we offer, whatever we give, never diminishes. Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, text 40 says, any auspicious activity does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. To re-emphasize, Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text 40 says, material activities and their results end with the body, but work done in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness even after the loss of the body. Even a small beginning in Krishna consciousness does not go to waste. In the next life, you will start where you left off, and it protects you from the most dangerous type of fear. That is, at least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmana or in the rich aristocratic family that will give one a further chance for elevation in Krishna consciousness. Cause of our suffering. Initially, Avanti Brahmana did not know the value of giving, offering, and serving, in short, the value of devotional service. Normally, we blame others. We blame astrology, we blame this Kali Yuga and demigods that influence our problems and happiness. But Avanti Brahmana went through insults and torture by people around, but he soon realized that the cause of his unhappiness and happiness is only his own mind. What kind of perception we have, dhyayataha, on situations or people leads to a particular response or reaction. Example, Mahatma Gandhi realized that the law system does not change one to be a better person. People commit a crime because they want something, and these desires come from attachment for certain things, and this attachment comes from continuously thinking of the desires. So the cause of our problem is due to our mindset, our perception. So if we change the way we think, the problem will disappear. How to stop this suffering? The mind expresses the modes of nature, that is, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. This leads to different desires and activities according to the mode of nature. The mind displays. As a result, we get entangled in the samskara chakra, leading to suffering. Manaha focuses on Maya instead of on Krishna, and this avidya leads to suffering. What kind of Maya are we in? We need to look inwards. We need to train the mind to reduce our focus on Maya and increase our focus on Krishna. Let that Maya in you be under Krishna's control. We need to see Krishna in everything. When we are in Maya, we are in the grip of the lower modes of nature. Avanti Brahmana came into the grip of higher modes of nature after losing everything. Krishna is reality. Maya is illusion. Whatever happens in our life, look for Krishna in that. Don't look for Maya in it. Example, insult. Don't let the insult affect you. Avanti Brahmana did not allow his mind to be disturbed and only focused on his spiritual life. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vijayalakshmi Mataji. Thank you very much. It was really wonderful in a short notice. Within the 3 days you just done it. That was really amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, Patanjali Muni Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Please accept my wishes, and it's all your class now. We can start with Srimad Bhagavatam. But also, I have opened the Veda-based Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So whenever you require, just let me know, please.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we read the text at 44? Today we'll discuss deeply in the 44.
Sure. So, sorry, you want to read 44, 1 second. On
23rd chapter, as we
23rd,
continue.
23rd chapter, yeah, okay.
Yeah, 11 canto, 23rd chapter, text 44.
Yeah, 1 second, 11 canto. Twenty-third, yeah, 22, 23rd, 44, yeah. There. Just a second. Where is it? 1 minute, I just checked again the list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
44.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so if you just is that the one right here?
Okay. Ani atma manasa samihata hiranya mayo masaka utvichaste manasvalingam parigrihya kaman chushan nivatto guna sangata so. Okay, translation please.
Yeah, the
Text
Sipara
44.
Mataji. Sipara Mataji.
Yes.
Yeah, can
I
you?
thought is 44, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
once.
Is there already on the screen?
On the screen.
Yeah, it's 44. Text number 44 is there.
Although present along with the struggling mind within the material body, the super soul is not endeavoring because he is already endowed with transcendental enlightenment. Acting as my friend, he seems to witness from his transcendental position. I, the infinitesimal spirit soul, on the other hand, have embraced this mind, which is the mirror reflecting the image of the material world. Thus, I have become engaged in enjoying objects of desire and am entangled due to contact with the modes of nature. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Okay, here in this verse, there are very important two concepts described. One is Atma, the other is Manaha. So through the entire Upanishad and also Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, if we understand this, what is Manaha, what is Atma, then it's a higher chance to understand Krishna. So spiritual life starts with Sambandha Gyan. It starts with to know who we are, who Krishna is, and after that, how to develop relationship, and then how to put that relationship into practice. This is all about spiritual life. Okay, so before we moving into this subject, so I'd like to touch upon question from last class. So because short of time, so we didn't go through in detail. So I will touch upon the class question first from last week, and then we move on to today's subject. So before the question, I'll start with the Subhashita. So yes, last class, Navin Krishna, yeah? His name is Navin? What's his name?
His name is Navin, yeah, Navin Bhakta Navin.
And
Yeah.
Navin gave a nice presentation, so
Yeah,
that I remember this Subhashita. So Vishad api amritam graham amedapi kanchanam amitrat api sat vritam bhalat api subhashtam. So, Pishat api, even if there is a poison, from that poison you should be able to get amritam, the nectar. Amedyat api kanchanam, even if in filthy place, if there is gold, you should know how to pick that gold up. And also, you have to know how to value the gold. Even the gold is covered by mud. Amitrat api sat vritam. So even if enemy, mitra is a friend, amitra is enemy. Even if enemy, he has or she has good quality, then you should know how to learn from them, that good quality. And also, balat api subhashtam. So even if a young child, if they say subhashtam, something very instructive, then we should know that how to accept that good saying, and then we have to ready to that teaching put into our own life. So in this way, again, we had a nice opportunity to hear from Naveen. So first question last week raised was by Rupa that sometimes in our family there are difference of opinion. So that how to deal with that. So some people have a totally different have a different opinion than mine. What is the best way in our practical life? So I gave example of Jesus' answer. So when Jesus Christ was asked by his own disciple how to find the peace. So this one we discussed long ago, but I think good to remind again. So Jesus Christ gave 4 principles. Number 1, in order to lead a peaceful life, always try to have less rather than more. Number 2, always seek to be the last rather than the first. And always seek to do the will of another rather than your own. And number 4, in all things, learn to accept the will of God. And then after hearing this, Jolly Mataji raised the question, then do we really have to allow other people dominate us? So that was a fair question. So maybe Jolly Mataji, could you read this? No, there is the sequence isn't it? So someone next on the schedule. So could you read this?
Thank you very much. So there is a Sipara Mataji needs to read the first bit, please, Sipara Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sipara Mataji, can you read the first paragraph, please?
This one?
Your first paragraph till the red, until desires. Then the rest I will ask for somebody else to read, please.
Degraded men are actually no better than animals. The only difference that animals have 4 legs and such men have only 2. These 2-legged animalistic men used to call Jada Bharatamad, dull, deaf, and deaf and dumb. They mistreated him. And no, sorry. Just a minute.
Who was it, deaf, blind, or dull?
They mistreated him, and Jadavarata behaved for them like a madman who was deaf, blind, and dull. He did not protest to or try to convince them that he was not so. If others wanted him to do something, he acted according to their desires.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Mataji. Now,
thank you.
Haribol, thank you. Pramila Mataji, can you read the rest of it, please?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Whatever food he could acquire by begging or by wages, and whatever came of its own accord, be it a small quantity, unpalatable, stale, or tasteless, he would accept and eat. He never ate anything for sense gratification because he was already liberated from the bodily conception, which induces one to accept palatable or unpalatable food. He was full in the transcendental consciousness of devotional service, and therefore he was unaffected by the dualities arising from the bodily conception. Actually, his body was as strong as a bull's, and his limbs were very muscular. He didn't care for winter or summer, wind or rain, and he never covered his body at any time. He lay on the ground and never smeared oil on his body or took a bath. Because his body was dirty, his spiritual effulgence and knowledge were covered just as the splendor of a valuable gem is covered by dirt. He only wore a dirty loincloth and his sacred thread, which was blackish. Understanding that he was born in a Brahmana family, people would call him a Brahman Bandhu and other names. Being thus insulted and neglected by materialistic people, he wandered here and there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Haribol.
Okay, this story coming from 5th canto. So in the future, of course, we'll go through. So to cut long story short, that there was a king called Bharata. So after he gave his kingdom to his children, he went to practice renounced order of life. So his spiritual advancement was so high, so he reached the Bhava stage, so next to the Prema. But one day he had came across a deer was in danger. So he looked at the deer very nicely, but and yet he got attached to it. So next life, he got the deer body. So during deer body, he remembered the previous life, so that at the end of deer body, because he was remembering previous life as a sadhu, so he became another human being, human form of body in the Brahmana family. But luckily, he had a special ability to remember previous life as a deer and the previous life as King Bharata. So because he remembered all this past, so in this life, he wanted to focus only spiritual life. So in order to focus on spiritual life, basically he didn't socialize, and also he didn't communicate with others. So now this is the description of how he behaved. So he never protested or tried to convince them otherwise. And also if others want him to do something, he accepted according to their desires. So now learning from this verse, how put this into our day-to-day life. Do we need to live without will? No, this is not so. You should have your own will. You should have your own opinion of what is right, what is wrong. But when there is a conflicting situation, then you need to raise your own voice. But ultimately, when we meet a situation where we need to choose something, then you offer your advice and also let them choose it. So if they choose something, then if you see the side effect of that choice, then you can reveal the other aspect of that choice. So for example, let's say your husband and wife talking. So wife is saying that, okay, we need to buy a house on this street. And the husband is saying that, oh, we need to buy the house the other street. So there are two different opinions. But if you are in that kind of situation, then, for example, your partner have others different opinion than you, then you raise your own opinion, and then the other partners appreciate the other partner's opinion also. But if you able to see the side effect of the other partner's choice, you reveal to them, and the final decision is always let them choose rather than pushing through your opinion. This is how we this is Shastra advice in that way. So in that way, it looks like that we are losing the situation, but it's not so. Why? Ultimately, you raised the concern, and then you had your own opinion. That's all. So leave it there. Don't push it through to the end. This is what Shastra is advising. So in general, this is how all the scriptures and then all the senior or realized soul advice. The reason is that if you're trying to push through your opinion, then ultimately you get attached to that idea, and also you get distracted. Your real focus on spiritual journey. So no matter what reason, no matter what happens, don't let anything disturb your own shanti. So if you're continuously pushing through your idea and opinion, then it looks like you are winning the argument, you are winning the situation, but actually your shanti is get disturbed. So under any circumstances, don't let your shanti get disturbed. So in this way, Shastra advises. And ultimately, so then you may feel that, oh, I feel very uncomfortable. So such and such reason that the other partner decision, I didn't like it. In that situation, still you have to know how to smile. So there is saying, mirror doesn't smile first. So when you look at mirror, if you want to see a smile face, you have to smile. So even if you meet challenging situation, somehow upsetting situation, then you have to know how to turn that situation into smiling situation. This requires your intelligence, requires your determination. So we are reading this 23rd chapter. Why? Because Uddhava raised the concern that I can control everything, every situation, but when I get insulted, difficult to control my mind. So how to deal with it. So here Krishna advised here. Could you read?
Yeah, the next one is please Bhavini Mataji. Can you please read this translation? Bhavini, Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Even though neglected, insulted, ridiculed, or envied by bad men, or even though repeatedly agitated by being beaten, tied up, or deprived of one's occupation, spat upon, or polluted with urine by ignorant people, one who desires the highest goal in life should, in spite of all these difficulties, use his intelligence to keep himself safe on the spiritual platform.
So this is answer given by Krishna to Uddhava. So no matter what situation you are in, always bear in mind your ultimate and highest goal in your own life. So in spite of all difficulties, you have to keep that goal in mind for priority. It's called Shreyas Kamaha. So if you truly Shreyas Kama, Shreyas means the ultimate good, Prayas means immediate good. So always there is conflict between Prayas and Shreyas, something immediate benefit or Shreyas, ultimate benefit. But rather than looking at immediate benefit, trying to look at Shreyas, ultimate benefit, and also you desire for that. Shreyas Kamaha, Krichra Gataha, even if challenging situation. And also here, Krishna says, atmanam uttaret. So how do you do that? Don't depend on others. By your own determination, atmana, by your own controlling of mind, atmanam uttaret, raise yourself. So this is Shastric advice for that. So recently I received one letter from Korea that is quite interesting. We met. That during the preaching in Korea, I think I mentioned before, we put somehow the ISKCON activity was on the newspaper, and then the one prisoner saw the newspaper, and then at that time he was looking for some shelter, so he tried Buddhism, wasn't successful. He tried Christianity, wasn't successful. He was looking for some shelter, but somehow they came across the newspaper, and then at the bottom of the newspaper there was an address. So he wrote a long letter about himself, and then he wanted some guidance. So it just recently happened. So that one of the devotee took a picture and sent it to me by WhatsApp. So that I replied to the letter, and then he sent the letter again. So now the letter is going back and forth. So it's been for a few months now. So, and then recently he sent this letter, says that actually he was put into prison year 2010. So now it's been for last 10 years, he's been in prison. So of course, life in the prison is not easy, and also human right, that the concept of human right doesn't exist. So out of all the struggle, he realized one thing, that he said, ultimately, no matter how troubled my path it is, still life itself shines. No matter how humiliated my life is, no matter how insulted my life is, still my own life is valuable. And also, even if I lie on cold floor, still I realize that since we have spiritual discussion, I got a hope, and also my dream is very hot, even if I'm lying on the cold floor. So now I know that when I come out of prison, I'll have nothing. But this nothing will give me a little bit discomfort. But and yet, I don't mind this discomfort. Why? Because I have hope. So that because I have hope, I don't feel poor. I have received message that sound is breaking.
That's right. Yeah, your sound is really breaking, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. I was writing the message to you as well. Yeah, it's lots of disturbance coming up. It's like some kind of cracking sounds keep coming up from your. I mean, we're able to hear you. We've been able to hear you. What you're saying, your words are very clear to us. However, but the disturbance is quite disturbing sounds coming up through the internet. So I don't know what you can do.
Anyone can give technical advice? What shall we do? Shall we start again all over?
No. That looks okay. Now we can hear you okay. Yeah. Try again.
Okay. Okay, so I'll come close to the mic maybe.
Yeah, let's see now. Yeah.
Okay.
If the disturbance comes, I will say this so you can see, Prabhuji. If I say this, that means there is something noise.
Okay. Yeah. I'll slow it down.
So I won't just distract your class anyway. Sorry.
So in this way, I felt very much encouraged by this correspondence, so that in the eyes of normal people, he's not definitely not in good situation, because I don't know what kind of crime he committed, but he's in prison. So the fact that he's in the prison is not so good. A lot of restrictions, a lot of discomfort. But and yet, within that prison, somehow he got in contact with Krishna consciousness. And then he says that because I gave, he asked us, I didn't preach at all, I just answered his questions. And then he was curious that as I introduced myself as a Hindu priest. So in Hinduism, what kind of practice do you do? So I said that we read the scriptures as other religion. And so we have a very particular practice we do, which is chanting holy name. So I didn't say that you need to chant, etc., etc. I didn't chant at all. We do just the mantra, which consists of 16 syllables. So we do this mantra. And then this, on this letter, the other page, he said that now I start following your practice. So that sometimes because of other inmates, I cannot say loudly, but I say very quietly. So in this way, he took it up. So this is something that I never expected. So in this way, externally, he is such a unfavorable situation, and yet he found some hope. And also he feels that the hope is so hot that even if it's cold flow, it doesn't affect him. So this is a reality. This is not a fiction. So in this way, in our life, there is a conflicting situation and decision has to be made. Even if we let go of our own decision, still, eventually, like water, there is something object that goes around. So in this way, eventually we'll go to, or we'll achieve what we trying to achieve. So immediately looks like you are losing, but because you are giving in, that doesn't mean that you are losing. Maybe it takes a bit more time than you expect. So for example, the partner saying that I want to leave another street. So by leaving another street for a while, maybe when you move house again, maybe that time the other partner may listen to you maybe. There is opportunity that it comes around. So in this way, in general, in our life, try to give in more. Even driving a car, somebody trying to come in our way, but let them come in. So in this way, so that you you'll keep your own shanti. So in this way, Avanti Brahmana also, so many insult, abuse, but he didn't let affect his own mind. It's like he's crossing the boat. So when you're crossing the boat, we shouldn't let the water get in the boat like that. Insult is like that. So let's move on to another question. Patanjali Mataji gave also a very nice question that someone, let's say due to good karma, in a good situation, someone is not. So that how we understand this one. So that someone is born in a Brahminical family, that naturally learning a lot of Shastra from young age. So for them, looks like those who born in that kind of environment, it looks like easy to progress. But most of us, we are not in a situation. So if we find it a bit more difficult to practice. So why is so much of the varieties? And also, we see sometimes that the opposite case also. Someone is born in the good family, but and yet they don't take a spiritual life. And someone is completely opposite, for the Western environment. They didn't know anything about Krishna, but they take it very seriously. So what is this? How do we understand this one? And also how it is for us to meet this type of challenges. So let us read another purport from the 7th canto. Anyone can read this purport regarding this question?
No screen share, sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah?
Would you like me to?
Screen share, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Next one is Bhavini. Again, Bhavini, please can you read the translation? Thank you.
Okay. One may ask why highly educated persons do not take to Krishna consciousness. The reason is explained in this verse. Unless one takes shelter of a bona fide, fully Krishna conscious spiritual master, there is no chance of understanding Krishna. The educators, scholars, and big political leaders worshipped by millions of people cannot understand the goal of life and take to Krishna consciousness, for they have not accepted a bona fide spiritual master and the Vedas. Therefore, in the Mukunda Upanishad 3.2.3, it is said, Nayam Atma Ravachana Nena Labhyo Na Medhyaha Na Bahuna Srutena. One cannot become self-realized simply by having an academic education, by presenting lectures in an erudite way, or by being an intelligent scientist who discovers many wonderful things. One cannot understand Krishna unless one is graced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Haribol, thank you.
Thank you. So, last class, I briefly said that ultimately it depends on Krishna's mercy. So here, Prabhupada quote also the verse from Mundaka Upanishad, Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo. We cannot understand, we cannot get, Labhyo means you achieve, you attain Krishna consciousness by good pravachana, by, in here, the high academic education, or medaya, by your own study, or bhavana shrutena, by your own various hearing. So here in this verse, Prabhupada quote in another place also. So could you read this one also?
Yeah, the next one
Full
is
translation of
narrated by Girish. Is it Girish is there? Hare Krishna? If there's no Girish, is there? Hitesh Prabhu is there? Okay, the next one is, who is that? Hitesh Prabhu?
Yes, which one am I reading?
Yes, please, can you read this translation? Thank you.
Yeah, one moment. I'm just...
yeah.
Is the English translation? Yes, Haribol?
Yes, please.
Yes, please go ahead, yeah.
The Supreme Lord is not obtained by expert explanations, by vast intelligence, or even by much hearing. He is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. To such a person, he manifests his own form.
So here it says, Yam eva isha vrinute tena labhyas. Tena vrinute. The person is chosen by Krishna, that person can understand. Tasha isha atma vrinute tanum svam. Why? Because when Krishna chooses that person, to that person, Krishna manifests himself. Again, another place, 5th canto. Please read one more.
Yeah, please, Hare Krishna Prabhu, read again this one, please. Hitesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, yes, one moment.
Yeah.
My dear King Rahugana.
Rahugana.
Rahugana, yeah.
Rahugana.
Unless one has the opportunity to smear his entire body with the dust of the lotus feet of great devotees, one cannot realize the absolute truth. One cannot realize the absolute truth simply by observing celibacy, brahmacharya, strictly following the rules, regulations of household life, leaving home as a vanaspata, accepting sannyasa, or undergoing severe penances in winter by keeping oneself submerged in water or surrounding oneself in summer by fire and scorching heat of the sun. There are many other processes to understand the absolute truth, but the absolute truth is only revealed to one who is attained the mercy of a great devotee.
Evil. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhu.
So here, whatever we do, always there is external aspect and internal aspect. So today's verse we're going to discuss is that what is Atma, what is Manaha. It's all internal. So the reason Bhikshu, this Avanti Brahmana saying about this is that imagine that how could he tolerate all these abuses, insult? Because he has a strong realization of what's inside in him, internal aspect of his existence. So let me give a simple example. So one day, king and queen had an argument in the morning. So king got angry. So that, okay, I'm not going to have a breakfast this morning. So externally, he's not having breakfast due to his anger or due to small argument with queen. But the internal reason is that on that particular morning, he doesn't deserve breakfast. He doesn't deserve a meal for that day in the morning. That's why he missed the meal. External arrangement is that argument, but internal arrangement is that he doesn't deserve. Whatever we do, even having a meal also, if we don't deserve, we'll miss the meal. So in this way, there is external aspect or internal aspect. So we sometimes, last class or the previous class, I mentioned that my Guruma used to say that I'm chosen by the West, I will not settle for anything less. This is a Shastric statement. Externally, today we joined here by some friends, okay, let's join this class. Or somehow you heard it, or somehow you got a contact. So externally, Sangeeta Mataji arranged this meeting, thanks to her. But this is external reason. What is internal reason? Krishna has chosen you. Krishna specifically chose you to hear his message. It's Krishna's choice. Externally, there are so many arrangements. So let's say the Zoom is there, internet is there, your friend is there. This is all external arrangement. But internal arrangement is that luckily Krishna showered the mercy upon us. That's why I'm able to speak, you are able to hear. It's nothing but Krishna's mercy. This is the internal aspect. So Avanti Brahmana realized that internal aspect of all instance, internal aspect of entire creation. That's why in the first verse, when he says that my happiness and distress doesn't depend on astrology, doesn't depend on the people who blaming me or chastising me. Nothing external is cause of my own sukha dukkha hetu, cause of the happiness and distress. He saw the internal aspect of whatever going on. So sometimes we feel that we hear so many times that there is a proud statement that I was born in the Brahminic family. From young age, I was practicing Krishna consciousness, etc., etc. I was vegetarian all my life, like that. There is lucky, yes, it's good. But Krishna's point of view, spiritual point of view, someone who are not born in that family, who are not born in the spiritual family, they've been through so many things in their life, but somehow or other, someone who chose Krishna consciousness and then stop meat eating, stop gambling, and stop drinking, etc., etc., and then voluntarily he took up this spiritual practice. This is far more valuable. Why? Because he is exercising his own will. So when we are born in that culture and environment, my own will is very less. But when we are in a situation we truly unfavorable, truly challenging situation, and yet we choose to take up spiritual part, this willpower Krishna appreciates very much. Why? Because when we look at our life, so someone offers to Krishna karma phala, result of their work, this beginning stage. And then next stage is someone offers karma itself, activity itself is offered to Krishna. But someone offers his own will, whatever he does, trying to do as an offering. This is his own will, he's sacrificing. This cannot be seen, but this is most valuable. So let's see some simple example. So one brahmachari playing the madanga nicely, but in the back of his mind that now I want to change my ashram. So I'm playing madanga beautifully so that let's see which girl is looking at me. Externally, this is devotional activity, is singing nicely, but internally mind is a bit somewhere else. If you are in Krishna's position, will you really appreciate this service? In the other way, someone, for example, came a long way from their own house. So this is also coming in later on in the 11th canto also, that one old lady come to the temple, but because she's poor and also coming from far, so she couldn't carry anything. So she felt very bad. And a lot of people bring the chapati, bring the flour, rice, etc. So she came empty-handed. And then she's standing in front of Krishna, that she felt sorry, that I haven't seen you for a long time, but I came finally, but somehow I couldn't bring anything. So this kind of feeling, emotion, somehow a tear dropped. But Krishna revealed himself to her heart that drop of tear I accept as great offering. So in this way, what's going on internally is more important than the external. So within our life, within our relationship, so for example, Facebook, someone has 5,000 friends. But according to Shastra, they are not really friends. According to Shastra, you know who is a real friend? When you close your eyes, and then the person who appears your own heart, that person is your friend. Normally, how much good time you spend in the restaurant or to go to picnic, and then you have a chat, nice chat, and then all sorts of these things. But when you come home, when you close your eyes, if that person's face doesn't appear in your heart, they're not really friends. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita many times, those who think of me, I'm in their heart, and they are in my heart also. So this is the teachings which we'll see from text 44. So why then this Bhagavatam and all the realized souls so much, they put so much stress on these internal things? But the answer is quite simple, that what's external is always limited, but what's internal is unlimited. So externally, for example, we trying to be nice on our face, we put some cream on, sometimes we change the hairstyle, so we do so many things. But how much make it nice? It's a limit to it. Even if you buy even expensive dress, there's a limit to it. But the same niceness, if you're trying to internally, if you're trying to make your heart, your mind nicely and kindly, then that scope is unlimited. So this internal things is far greater than external. So here in 5th canto, this king, the Jadabharat, he was carrying the palanquin, and then because of he was afraid of stepping on the ant, so that he unbalanced this palanquin. So the king was upset that why you are not carrying palanquin properly. So that he trying to punish this Jadabharata. But they had a short conversation, and then this king realized that this is not ordinary soul. Jadabharat, the way he speaks about the Atma, and also Mana, the mind. And then you know what happened? The same king, the one who was about to punish this Jadabharat, he came down to the earth, and then he came up with the palanquin. He paid obeisances to this Jadabharat and then seek spiritual instruction. What a change. He gave a simple comment, but he changed his heart. So once he changed his heart, then the whole attitude changed. So in this way, the power of something that internal. So for example, one time Sutapa Prabhu gave a wonderful example, showing his mobile phone. So he showed his mobile phone, said, I have a crack in my mobile phone, but still it works. But if virus goes inside of the phone, then it won't work. So what is external can be damaged, but it's okay, it still works. But internal thing is damaged, and then it's very, very difficult to work. So I may have to change my mobile phone. Exactly the same. So that it looks like what we see is important in our life. What kind of house we have, what kind of car we have, what kind of partner we have, what kind of family we have. So all this external looks, it determines the person's character, it determines the person's status, etc., etc. But and yet, it's not so. I give you a very funny example. So there was a time I was homeless, so that I was living in the one room with my family. And then one of my friends, he was going to other country for 1 month holiday. So he was a very rich man. So you're homeless, so why don't you live for a month in my house? So the whole house is yours. So that I was so happy to hear that. First thing came to my mind is that I thought only noble characters, they can have this big house, they can live in the big house. So I thought, during this at least 1 month, I'll be very noble. So that much I was innocent. But I was living after 1 week. I'm realizing I'm living in such a big house, such a big garden, such a big facility, but I'm the same person. I thought if I live in such a big house, I'll become very noble, very nice person, kind person, very elevated person. I thought in that way. But I was the same person. Oh, I realized that, yes, external change doesn't help my life. My own consciousness, if this change, then I'll become noble. So in this way,
Very, very true. Very true.
I realized that. So here, 23rd chapter, what you call the Avanti Brahmana, he stressed on this. That's why he keep talking about mind. So that ultimately, unless until we deal with our mind, unless until we know the nature of our mind and how to control and how to elevate them, our spiritual life will be tough road. But once we deal with this mind in a way that we put the spiritual insight as our guide and the priority, then eventually you'll find yourself far more peaceful than before. And also you feel some kind of a fulfillment feeling that you didn't need, but still you feel somehow you feel fulfilled. So now let us see where we are now. So let me share screen again.
Next one is Mitali. Is Mitali available? I can't see your name, Mitali, but if you're available, just say yes.
Could you read this one?
Mitali. Okay, so next one is Shabani. Is Shabani there? If Shabani is not there, then in that case, the next one is Sunita. Can you see Sunita? Okay, the next one is Venuvadana Prabhuji. However, Venuvadana Prabhuji is not there. Okay, Niti Lakshana Mataji, can you read this translation? Niti Lakshana.
Hare Krishna.
However, please can you read translation? Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. The spirit soul is trapped in the bondage of material intelligence, which affords him constant engagement in illusory modes of nature. But I'm the fourth stage of consciousness, beyond wakefulness, dreaming, and the deep sleep, becoming situated in me. The soul should give up the bondage of material consciousness. At that time, the living entity will automatically renounce the material sense objects and the material mind. Hare Krishna.
Haribo, thank you.
Thank you. So, ultimately, our identity is soul, but and yet we are here, it says, trapped in the bondage of material intelligence. So, there was one YouTuber made a song, that a very interesting song about our life. He says that we are trapped in illusion, wrapped in confusion. So, but we can come out of this trap. We can unwrap our confusion. How? By this transcendental message of Bhagavatam, by imbibing the teachings of this Avanti Brahmana, by reading this Bhikshù Gita, so that we can enter into new world right here and now. How? It comes here. Could you next please read next
translation
slide.
Yeah, the next, okay, the next one is the Sonal, and if Sonal is not available, can I ask the Mataji who just joined the today group is Rashmi Gadwi? Reshma Gadwi. Would you like to read this translation, Reshma?
I have never done it before, so let's
Yeah,
see. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare please.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Thank you.
I hope this is clear.
Yeah.
A devotee should not see anything as being separate from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Ether, fire, air, water, earth, the sun, and the other luminaries or living beings, the directions, trees, and other plants, the rivers and oceans, whatever a devotee experiences, he should consider to be an expansion of Krishna. Thus, seeing everything that exists within creation as the body of the Supreme Lord, Hari, the devotee should offer his sincere respects to the entire expansion of the Lord's body. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So here is that how we can live in different world. Answer is quite simple here. Whatever we experience in our life, previously we interpreted it through our mind and ego. We interpret things according to our own interests and our own comfort. Always we are relating any instant to my own benefit. But now we're trying to relate everything in terms of Krishna. Even ether, fire, air, water, whatever you experience. So someone make decision, just consider that as the Krishna decision. Someone says something, just hear as Krishna says something. But then yet, don't let go of your own willpower. So saying this, so one morning, so I try to practice. So let me practice myself. So how can I relate everything to Krishna? So when I look up, there was a cloud. So there was a cloud, there must be a message of this cloud. So I was just thinking, so maybe shape is like Duryodhana or shape is like Arjuna, but nothing came to my mind. But I keep thinking this cloud, looking at the cloud. But suddenly I found that one side of cloud is quite bright and white, but the other side of cloud was a bit black. And then, today Krishna showing a message through the cloud to me that the Mahabharata war is going on, like Arjuna and Duryodhana in America. So now Joe Biden is elected, and then Trump looks like losing it. So it looks like it. Someone is elected, someone is maybe losing, but this may change also. The cloud changes all the time, so we never know. So somehow I try to relate even seeing the cloud to Krishna's message. So in this way, you yourself try, and it's quite amazing feeling that there's always something to think about. There's always something to take out, even in passing, even when someone's talking each other, anything come across through your senses, through your experience, trying to relate. Then actually you are living in this material world, but you are within that material world, you are living in Vaikuntha. So realized souls always trying to see good things in difficult circumstances. So we say Kali Yuga, but Kali Yuga, as soon as we hear Kali Yuga, is not there is a negative sense to it. But they are saying always all the realized soul glorifying Kali Yuga. Why? Because within this Kali Yuga, the method of reaching Krishna is so easy. Why? Just through the chanting holy name, Krishna is available. So when you reach truly awakened state, there is a fourth state. So deep sleep, dreaming state, waking state, and turiya, realized state. So when you realize state, let's see what happens. Could you read the next slide, please? Next one, could you read the next one, please?
Sri Harvir said, the most advanced devotees see within everything the soul of all souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Consequently, he sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord and understands that everything that exists is eternally situated within the Lord. Haribol.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Haribol.
But somehow, if you feel that, oh, I'm far from it, but don't worry. Bhagavata, Krishna says something very interesting that we already discussed, that 6th chapter, that never let yourself down, always raise yourself by yourself. But before that, Krishna says something very interesting. In Bhagavata, chapter 2, the last verse.
Okay, the next one is actually Rashma Gadvi. Can you read this, please? Rashma Gadvi, Haribol. Thank you.
Haribol. That is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna.
So just now we saw the way of spiritual and godly life. So once we attain this one, we won't get bewildered again. We won't get trapped in illusion. We won't get wrapped in confusion. But if it doesn't come, don't worry. You can keep on trying until when? Until the hour of death. So somehow if you reach even at the hour of death, then you can enter into the kingdom of God. So Krishna here indirectly saying to us, never give up spiritual life, no matter what situation you are in. You can make it, Krishna says. Krishna made a promise that the earlier the better. But even it doesn't come easily, still you have to try. So in this way, Krishna gave us such a hope for spiritual life, and Krishna gave opportunity for everybody. So today I wanted to go through each word of this text 44. This is like a true gem of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because this gives a very succinct explanation on Atma, what is Atma, and what is mind. There is no clear definition than this. And yet, it's a bit philosophical. It requires some explanation so that maybe we can discuss the detail next week, because it's now 6:45. So I'll invite some question, and also at the question, then we'll do Dhammarasakam prayers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So if anyone has any question to ask or realization to share, please just unmute yourself and I will let you speak, please. Haribol. Hare Krishna. Does anyone have the answer or realization to share? Just please unmute yourself. Hare Krishna. Or just raise your hand.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Jai Mataji. Yeah, okay.
Prabhu, I'm thinking about the material side of life we live in, and I'm sort of connecting it with my own life. I'm trying to follow the teachings about being clean and getting closer to Krishna by, trying to get things together as well as running the material world around me. And I want to clean the garden and clean the house and clean that. And sometimes I can't do it on my own, and I ask help from my husband, and he gets irritable. And that irritates me. How can I overcome this? But this is real.
Very real and practical question.
Yeah.
So just do as much as you can by yourself. Don't disturb your husband, because you
But
have
Krishna wouldn't come to my house if it's not clean, would he?
No, if you are angry,
he wouldn't
that
come.
will Krishna not to come to your house. Even if a dirty house, if you are happy, then Krishna will come.
Okay.
So Shanti within the house is the most important aspect than cleanliness.
Right.
Harmony within the family is more important than cleanliness.
Very
Yes?
true. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay then. Any other? Thanks for nice practical question.
Hare Krishna. Is anybody else have any questions, please? Hare Krishna, Bhavini Mataji has something to ask.
So Prabhu, you know, just thinking about where you started off, and then thinking about that at the back of my mind while you've been discussing everything else is, you know, when you started off with the letter from the man in prison,
yeah,
and how sincere he has, you know, come to this conclusion about his own position, and yet, you know, and he seems more freer than, you know, most people who are not in prison and really do not realize their position that they're in. So my question is, you know, you can't imitate humility. So how do you begin?
Okay, that's a good question. So all of a sudden we want to be humble, so we want to be, one sense, we shouldn't force ourselves. When we meet the situation, in each situation, we take one step at a time. For this prisoner, let's say we call it friend, so rather than prisoner, it's a bit sound of negative. So this friend, within the prison, everything taken away. First of all, his all asset was taken away. Second of all, his wife wanted a divorce, so that she got divorced. And he had a young daughter. When he came to prison, daughter was 6 months old or something like that. He never seen the daughter. And then his own family left, nobody coming to. So it's such a heartbroken experience. So that the last letter he said that in the beginning, I used to blame others a lot. But now I'm realizing that it's all due to my own fault. And then when I admit it's all my fault, somehow, very strangely, I found some hope in my life. So in this way, we can artificially imitate the humility. So ultimately, humility, Prabhupada said that humility means being bold for Krishna. So the change of the concept that I have to tolerate, this is not real humility. Why? Because you are pushing yourself in a punitive mentality. Anytime the challenging situation, you're trying to see the other side of a coin. That is a true humility. For example, Lord Ram, he was told that you have to go to forest, so you won't be able to be a king, so you won't be able to be crown prince. So this position goes to Bharata. In our situation, we'll say, oh, I have to tolerate this. But Lord Ram didn't think in that way. Oh, really? Okay, so number one, I'll be out of politics. So the Paris politics, political area is politics always there. So number one, I'll be out of this politics, no more headache. And if I go to forest, I'll meet nice sadhus, those who are hiding in the forest, so that I'll have a more spiritual discussion. this may be better for my life. So in this way, he gladly accepts. So in this way, he took a humble position. That whatever Father said, he did it. But that humble position, he took it without grudge, with a happy mood. So in this way, and then in the family situation, there is a conflicting situation. So sometimes it's difficult to take a humble position, and yet you have to see the other side of the coin. Within my own family, it happens sometimes. I have to take a humble position to deal with my own son. So one morning, yesterday morning, he got up late. He didn't feel like going to school. So I'm trying to push him. So even if you don't feel like going to school, still, even if you're late, you go. But somehow he convinced me. The whole day he took off. So that I realized that I really wanted to push him to go to school, and yet I gave in his opinion. Okay, maybe you need rest. Truly, maybe you're not well. So it doesn't look he's not that well. He's a bit tired, that's all. But somehow I had to swallow. So okay, maybe yes, maybe you need some rest. So maybe it is good for him to have some extra day rest. So in this way, initially it was for me difficult to accept that the student, that he's a bit being lazy is not a good thing, not good for discipline. And yet I try to see the other side. So I made a peace with him, and I made a peace with my own mind also. So this may not be truly instructive, relevant example, but within our own life, so that always that you have to find a way to make peace within yourself. That will be true humility, and also this humility will not bring any other side effects.
Thank you, Patanjali.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Patanjali Prabhu, there's one question here. So thank you, Bhavani Mataji, for your question. It was wonderful, really. Very enlightening answer, Patanjali Prabhu. So there's a question from one of the Mataji asking, saying, if detachment comes with knowledge, what is knowledge? Is it Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam? The question is.
So
it's from the Rajma Gadri, yeah.
So there is not Bhagavad, not Bhagavatam. There is a spiritual understanding, spiritual insight. That's called knowledge.
Yeah. So the knowledge comes from the detachment comes from spiritual knowledge. Is that correct? That's what you said, Patanjali Prabhu?
Yes, spiritual insight is called knowledge. It's not the book. How many verses you know, whether you know about this story or a katha, that is not true knowledge. True knowledge is that what is then spiritual insight? Spiritual insight means that truly you realize yourself, who you are, and also truly you realize that who really Krishna is. So our understanding of Krishna is that mostly we related to story side of Krishna, katha side of Krishna. But Krishna is far more than that. So when you understand, and so that great Krishna is within us, not only within us, within every single items and the things we see, and we see that, then that is called knowledge. So saying is one thing, understanding is another, experiencing is the final. So until we experience, we cannot say we got the knowledge.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Patanjali Prabhu. Is Rashma Badaji, are you satisfied with the answer? Hare Krishna. Rashma Gabi. Okay, the next is the Pranas wanted to ask some question. I unmuted himself. Pranas, have you got any question? Hare Krishna, Pranas.
No.
Okay.
I'm just listening.
Accidentally. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so there's a Panchali have unmuted herself. Panchali, have you got any question?
Just a very quick one. I'm not sure if this is relevant or not. So Prabhuji, right at the beginning, you were talking about how we should be humble and we should bow down to people, even though, and then initially it might look like, you know, we are bowing down, but it's the whole picture. It's in the long run. It would actually give peace to our mind. So it's not a case of winning or losing. It's giving peace to our mind. Now, if we are talking to someone initially, whether it's friends, family, someone close, and there is a conflict of interest, or there is an argument, and we are trying to talk to the other person in terms of Krishna consciousness, in terms of what Krishna advises us to do. But the other side is either being sarcastic or blasphemous towards Krishna, or is a completely non-believer in Krishna or Krishna consciousness. To what extent should we endeavor to carry out our argument with Krishna's belief, before we just let it go, and then just listen to what the other person is saying, and then kind of accept that?
Thank you. That's also quite relevant and practical question. I would suggest that, especially family members, I would suggest very discreet. Even we better not reveal our spiritual practice. Never mind preaching. So Lord Jesus said also that the realized soul, they are not welcomed in their own village. So in this way, that no matter what kind of ecstasy we may feel through this spiritual sangha or spiritual understanding, better not to reveal and better not to try to bring them into here. If they question, you are welcome to answer, but it's not advisable you bring up the topic and then you trying to dominate the conversation, then you'll have many adverse effects. You patiently wait, especially family members, that because they are in a position, they can be easily sarcastic, they can be easily getting into a situation where you can get into argument. So the better to, in the first place, better not to get involved in that kind of situation. So even look at in the Prabhupada's own life, Prabhupada's wife prepared tea to Prabhupada's, Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the family situation. So it's not easy. Do you have a further thing to say?
No, thank you, Prabhuji. No, I understand. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I think we have to just complete here the question answer, and can we do the Dhamma first, Prabhuji, and then we do the closing prayers? Is that okay? Or, yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to share the screen, and I have given everybody's name. So let me just double check with everyone if they are available there right now to read the. So 1 second. Okay, so there are, the name I'm going to speak is Amina, Oma, Pravita, Julie, Nitilakshana, Bhavini, and Chetna. Please be ready to read one translations each once we've done the Dhamma Dastakam in Sanskrit. Yeah, please. Thank you. Yeah, so there you go. Can we read this, yeah, everyone? Just a minute. Namani Saram Sachidanandarupam Nasakundalam Gokule Bhajamanam यशोदाभियोलुकालादवमानम् वर्णस्थम् अत्यन्तो धृत्य गोप्या रुदन्तम् मुहुनेत्र युग्मम् नशन्तम् करम् पूजयुग्मेन सतम् कनेत्रम् मुहुःसासकम् पात्रीरेकम् ततन्ता सहितग्राह्यम् दामोदरम् भक्तिपत्रम् इदृक्स्वालिलाभे आनन्दकुन्दे सघोषम् निमज्जन्तम् अख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषिताजिनेषु भक्तिर्जितात्वम् पुनः प्रेमातस्तम् सत्वर्ति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं दिव्या न शन्यं वर्णेऽहं वशत् अपीह इदं देव पुरनाथ गोपालपालम् सदा मे मनस्य अविरस्तं किम् अन्ये इदं ते मुखं भोजम् अत्यन्तनीले व्रतं कुन्तलैस्तिक्तरक्तश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बारक्तादरं मे मनश्य विरस्तम् अलं लक्षलाभे नमो देव दामोदर अनन्त विष्णु प्रसिद्ध प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिविषयाति दिनं पतानां ग्रहणे क्षमाम् आज्ञाम् अदक्षिद्रश्ये कुबेरात्मजौ भक्त एव यद्वत् त्वयामोचिता भक्ति भजौ कर्ता च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वागं प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुधाम्ने स्फुरदधिस्थिताम्ने त्वदीयोदरायत्त विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय श्री राम कृष्ण जय श्री यशोदा मैया की जय श्री राम कृष्ण की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. So now I would request Meena Kame to read the first translation, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. To the Supreme Controller, who possesses an eternal form of blissful knowledge, whose glistening earrings swing to and fro, who manifested himself in Gokula, who stole the butter that the gopis kept hanging from the rafters of their storerooms, and who then quickly jumped up and ran in retreat in fear of Mother Yashoda, but was ultimately caught. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Uma, please. Hare Bo. Uma. Okay.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. Which one? Number 2?
Please, yeah.
Okay. Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his 2 lotus hands. His eyes were fearful and his breathing quick. And as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with ropes, he shivered in fright and his pearl necklace shook. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pravita, Haribol. The next one, Pravita.
Yeah, I can't see the whole of it.
Yeah, that's 3, number 3. Yeah. Can you see it?
Okay. The super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's babyhood drowned the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. To the devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspect of Narayana in Vaikuntha, the Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by pure loving devotion. To the Supreme Lord Damodar, my obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times. Haribol.
Julie Mataji, please. Hare Krishna. The number 4.
Hare Krishna. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for liberation, nor eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. My only prayer is that your childhood pastimes may constantly appear in my mind. O Lord, I do not even want to know your feature of Paramatma. I simply wish that your childhood pastimes may ever be enacted in my heart.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Niti Lakshmi Mataji, please, number 5, translation.
Hare Krishna. O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hairs, has become reddened like a bima fruit due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I decide than this? Millions of opulence are of no use to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, the next one is Bhavini Mataji, please.
O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow and am almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me, uplift me and protect me with your nectarian vision.
Haribol.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
okay, so the next one is the Chetna, please.
O Lord Damodar, in your form as a baby, Mother Yashoda bound you to the grinding stone with a rope for tying houses. You then freed the sons of Kuvara, Manigrava, and Nalakuvara, who were cursed to stand as trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in this same way. I have no desire for liberation into your effulgence. Hare Krishna.
Hi, Haribol, thank you. Panchali, can you read the last one, please? Hare Krishna, Panchali.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Yeah.
Number 8, isn't it?
Yes, please, yeah.
O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with a rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope, I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and to your unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, that's really nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just see the Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Is that how?
So shall I do closing prayers now?
Please, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Yes, would you like to say anything about the Damodar month for 5 minutes? If anything you would like to say for 5 minutes, please.
5 minutes. Yeah,
Anything,
Damodar
yeah, like a
month
short,
is
something short thing. Yeah, like sweet and short. Just a good message for everyone, please.
something maybe you may not hear. I'll say.
Yeah.
One of the most important aspects is that Krishna performed this lila of course, to give us a sweet pastime, but equally important, in order to deliver the Yamal Arjuna tree. Krishna dragged the wooden mortar. This uprooted the two trees, which was cursed by Narada Muni for long ago. So here, looks like a very sweet pastime. Krishna broke butter pot, etc., etc., all leading to saving these two souls who was waiting for deliverance. So in this way, normally we focus on Krishna and then Yashoda's two loving pastime, but actually this pastime is for saving the soul. Yes. So in this way, Krishna's mercy is there all the time with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you all enjoyed the Damodar Stakam today and today's classes. If you've done any mistakes, please do forgive us. And looking forward to see you all again on the next Tuesday. And please kindly do response for the summary, I think, next week. Panchali or Rupa, one of them might be going to do the summary. And Naveen Bhakta Naveen is going to do the Casey Demon story next week. So, yeah, Hare Krishna, please. Now we are going to do the closing prayers.
Thank you all. Om Salve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Salve Santu Niramaya, Salve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukhavag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you,
Panchakalpatarvascha kripa sindhu vyavacha Patita
Thank you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful enlightening class, as usual. Every Tuesday is just something new. We all learning something definitely. And there's a couple of devotees has said really heartily thanks to you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu, on the chat. Nimisha, Reshma, and myself. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for giving us your time, valuable time.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the lovely class.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Happy Diwali as well, Prabhu.
Happy Diwali.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Happy Diwali, yes.
Next week, yeah, definitely. Happy Diwali, everyone.
Happy
Hare
Diwali.
Krishna, yes, lovely.
We're a little bit late, everyone left.